Hey everybody, this is your hillbilly historian coming to you from the hills of East Tennessee here in Appalachia, trying to bring you some common sense, logic, history you won't find in your high school and college textbooks. People who are great, people who aren't great, people who are evil, ah, people who are good. I'll tell you what, there's a lot more good in this world than there are evil, but there's a lot of people sneaking around trying to do evil. But anyway, today I want to talk about a word, a couple words. New, O, having to do with the mind. Nooscopic, looking into the depths of the human mind. Noosphere, that is the conglomerate of man's intellect. Noosphere, noose. That's that's a looped knot for hanging people. Noose them. Put a noose around their neck and let them drop 10 feet. See what that does to the goodness of the world. Yeah, noose. But we're talking about nooscopic and noosphere. This noosphere. Now, I only have one brain cell that still works. And, but it's part of that great noosphere. The conglomeration of the intellect of the entire human race working together to improve mankind and reach a sensible utopia. Not a stupid utopia like the Shakers, but a sensible, logical, common sense utopia where people live in freedom and peace and a lawful society. Not a bunch of Congolese running around mob stealing, God, crime. I read one time that if we removed the crime rates of the blacks in America, that our crime rates would be lower than those of Sweden and Norway and England, France, Germany, that we wouldn't have crime in this country because essentially people know that in this country, if you work hard and live peacefully, you can have a good life, a good, comfortable life. But there's those who don't see that. They don't want to work. They want to steal. They want everything for nothing. They want reparations. Jesus Christ. We gave the world reparations when Lyndon Johnson signed the War on Poverty Act, January the 8th, 1964. We've spent something like $23 trillion on black programs. Tell me that ain't reparations. They started out with 40 acres of mule, couldn't do anything with that. It's amazing what we've done for the black community, and all we get in return is crime and death, destruction, theft. It's awful. But anyway, Noosphere, the conglomeration of man's intellect. It's there's nothing, if a man can think of it, men can do it. And if you can just get these socialists, Marxists, communists, Democrats out of the way, mankind is going to advance into the greatest society man could possibly have. And and it's going to be based on freedom and liberty, not uh, taxation and theft. Because wealth is created through liberty and freedom, not through taxation. Government never creates wealth, never. All they do is take it. But anyway, Noosphere. I'd like for my one single little brain cell that's still alive to be part of that Noosphere. Of course, a nooscopic. If you take a scientific look at my mind, you won't see much. But in this Noosphere, there is just so much brilliance out there. The conglomeration of man's intellect. Take a construction worker, truck driver. Let me tell you something. Truck drivers are some of the most intelligent people on this planet. It's amazing, because they have so much time to think about everything. You're on the road, you're driving down the highway, you're paying attention to what you're doing, but yet you have the time to think. And they always listen to good talk shows on the radio and stuff like that. The old-time talk shows that used to be really intellectual. And even they would call in from the road and contribute their point of view. So the Noosphere was enhanced greatly by our CDL drivers, the good ones, not these illegals coming in here and getting CDLs from Illinois and California and killing people all over our interstates. But our really good trained truck drivers, the Teamsters, boy, were they great. I'll tell you what, back in the 50s and 60s when I did a lot of hitchhiking, I hitchhiked all the way across America one time. And boy, truck drivers are always good to you. And even though they had regulations, insurance regulations, prohibited them from picking up hitchhikers at night, they'd pick you up. And I've even had them tell me to get back in the sleeper, and where they couldn't see me, especially if it was daytime, or the insurance people couldn't see me. But anyway, these truck drivers, boy, I'll tell you what, some of the most intelligent people on the road, because they had a lot of time to think about everything. And that's what God gave you a brain for, to think. But anyway, they contributed much to the Noosphere. And without truckers, you wouldn't have anything. They deliver everything. Truck drivers. And they solve a lot of the world's problems right there in them truck seats. And I'll tell you what, Jimmy Hoffa was one of the greatest members of the Teamsters that ever lived. I never met a truck driver that didn't like him, didn't actually think the world of Jimmy Hoffa, because Jimmy Hoffa made life better for these truck drivers. And Hoffa was going to put a stop to the mob stealing from the Teamsters Union, their retirement fund and everything. And that's why Hoffa was gotten rid of, because he was going to put a stop to the mob stealing from their money, their retirement money. And because, Hoffa started out loaning the money, but he loaned it to the mobs to build these casinos in Las Vegas, but they were supposed to pay it back. And when Hoffa was removed, sent to jail, removed from the Teamsters, the people that succeeded him were not making the mob pay the money back. And they were just basically opening up all the safes to the mob, all the accounts to the mob, and letting them take money as they please and was not requiring them to return the money. And that's why Hoffa was making a comeback to get that money back out of those casinos and back into the Teamster Fund. And that's why Jimmy Hoffa disappeared. They had to get rid of him because it all boils down to money. And but he was one of the greatest ever. Truck drivers are the greatest. Not these foreign maggots we got coming out, coming across our border without being checked or vetted, and giving CDLs, not even checked to see if they can drive. They can't even read a stop sign. And they're giving CDLs out there in California and Illinois, places where these stupid Democrats is Trump, or they run things. But anyway, make sure that your mind becomes part of the great Noosphere, Noosphere. If your mind gets examined, that's nooscopic. Somebody will examine your mind to see if it's still there. We need to do a nooscopic on all these Democrats, see if they got anything left up there. If they ain't, use the noose. I love words. My vocabulary is really small, but I have always in my life enjoyed learning a new word. And Noosphere, nooscopic, noose. It's, the English language is practically unlimited. And you take that Noosphere, and man tries to record the Noosphere. Britannica, 1770s, came out with their first set of encyclopedias. There's only 3 volumes long back then. It even had the formula for making gunpowder in it. And my dad used to use my copy of that first original copy of Encyclopedia Britannica, and he'd make gunpowder. He built this little cannon, and he'd fire these metal balls way off into the woods. He had a ball doing that. He enjoyed that. And he made his own powder from that formula in the original Encyclopedia Britannica. And it just, that was the first. Now we have like places, libraries and things and great books. And encyclopedias now are 25 volumes long or whatever. And we try to record the Noosphere, the conglomeration of man's intelligence and knowledge. And then that Hutchins guy that ran University of Chicago up there in Illinois, he came out with a liberal arts education, and he published what he called the Great Books of Western Civilization, which was a really great conglomeration of the Noosphere, basically written records of the Noosphere, the ideas of all the great men going all the way back. And this Noosphere, Library of Congress, everything that's published known to man is supposed to be in the Library of Congress. And now we got the internet. The internet is a real Noosphere. It's got everything you guys know out there. And if you think of anything and know anything, come up with an original idea, you put it out there on the internet. That'll be part of the Noosphere. Keep the world up on what you know, and don't waste your brilliance, your knowledge, your intellect. Make it part of the conglomeration of the intelligence of all mankind. Contribute and make sure your thoughts don't perish when you do. Make sure they're recorded for the good of mankind forever. But anyway, this is your hillbilly historian coming to you from the hills of Appalachia, talking about stuff you won't find in your high school or college textbooks. Anyway, good day.